to another edition of your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show.
Question is, did she subscribe?
Right.
She's down on YouTube.
Representing from the Boondocks. What up, Jobo?
Hello, what's up? Happy Wednesday.
What up? She repping her Hey Sister Soldier look right now. Everybody give it up for Bunny. What's happening, Bunny?
What up? Happy hump day.
T-Bone, what's going on, brother?
I'm back, and I don't know about better than ever, but I'm back.
What is going on, party people? It is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth. I think that may be on a highlight reel tape. And be glad that you are tuning in live along with the millions and millions of the platform sports talk show fans on once again your Wednesday night Sports Delight.
Really?
Or
Brinks truck backing up in his driveway with
There you go.
97 million. There you go.
all you hear is this.
It's always somebody who's doing something to give back and letting the next generation.
Say
Don't
straight.
have me syrup on here.
Come on now, don't hit me too up. You know I get emotional.
But people watching around the world, no pressure. And we already have our favorite fan, Miss Williams, saying, welcome, Brandon.
Well, how are you? Hi, Ms. Williams.
A guy who tried to give it his all and put on for the city, to be truthful. Because like I said, I'm St. Louis die hard.
The views of Smooth does not reflect the Platform Sports Talk Show or its sponsors.
You know, I don't get upset a lot. Unless they talking about y'all, or they talking about my mom. See, back where I come from, when somebody says something about your mama, you put one foot back. You was ready to get down. He didn't directly say something about my mama, but he alluded to the fact that his mama raised him, and my mama didn't raise me right.
I raised him right. Told him to always be yourself. And if you have to kick ass, kick ass.
Give me my theme music.
What is going on? It is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. It is yours truly, your boy Smooth, and I thank you all for tuning in to another edition, season 6, which means 6 years of nothing but consistent entertainment every Wednesday night of your life from the hours of 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to around 9, maybe 9:30-ish Central Standard Time. And I ain't gonna just go and hold y'all any longer. I got my peoples with me. She is the host of Ladies Night. She's in the kitchen. She ain't cooking right now. She might be later on. Stay tuned. But she's ready for y'all. It's y'all girl, Bunny. What's going on with you?
What up, what up, what up? Happy hump day. And yes, I'm not cooking because we eating leftovers today.
So y'all gonna deal with this tonight.
You got it. You got it.
All right. That's all right. That's what's up. That's what's up. Up next from the Boondocks. I know she's been nervous about her Houston Astros. They barely holding on, Bunny, to the AOS lead right now. Just barely holding on.
I mean, barely. Like how my point is barely holding on here. You know what I'm saying? Barely.
Oh, Lord. See, you said it, not me. But it is y'all girl, Jobo. What is happening?
Oh my gosh, today was a nerve-wracking day. With that Astros game. Like these next 10 days are gonna be brutal. I know I was saying before the show that I've been trying not to drink during the week. I don't know. I've been switching cushions on the couch. I've been watching the game different ways, changing my outfits, everything. So
wait, not the wardrobe change to try to help your nerves because I said Cardinals, Lord.
Got my Flash PJ pants in my. Look at that.
Because the Astros got you nervous and anxious. You
going all out.
It's weird though because like it hasn't been like this for the Astros since like 2015. They were a wild card team. 2016 didn't make the playoffs, and then 2017 up until now they just been murdering everyone in the AL West, you know, and constantly being the best team in the AL most of the time, best team in baseball, you know. So, and I think I've said it before. I mean, you got to think they lost 3 starting pitchers like in April. They didn't have Verlander, so they got like Javier, Hunter Brown, and JP France. They're not used to pitching this late into the year, you know, with usually being in the minors and go to the ALCS, let alone the World Series so often. Their bodies are probably exhausted, you know. So I don't know. It's an off day today or tomorrow, and they got to beat bad teams like the Royals. They don't beat bad teams, and they suck at home. So I'm nervous for this weekend against the Royals. So that's idiotic for me to feel that way, but that's how I feel.
Makes sense because the Royals have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I mean, they're always like that though. For as long as I can remember, they're not good against very bad teams. So like they just lost series to the A's and the Royals, who each have over 100 losses. Can't be doing that. But part of this I'll talk to on my you got my attention. So to be continued.
And with that being said, up next, this man here is about his football because you know it's football season, so I want to bring him on. He's part of the Man Cave. It's my dude, my dog, Sadal. What is happening?
I thought it's Sadal the Selector.
Sadal the Selector. The
okay, that's what I'm about to say. You missing part of the name.
Oh, I apologize. Smooth and the crew. Let me mind my manners and take my hat off and my glasses off like my mother taught me to.
Oh, please don't sound like Coach Norville. Don't be ignorant like him. Please don't do that. Be you.
What's happening, y'all?
What's happening? And good evening to our favorite fan, Miss Dub.
Miss Dub.
Crew. We all up in here. We're gonna have a fun show. I do want to say before we begin, shouts out to once again Sadala Selector. He came through last Friday, helped me out with DJ gig, celebrating Rittner's 30-year class reunion. It was a fun time. He helped get things set up with me, all the heavy equipment that I can't carry right now because of my injury. So he came through, did some spins for a good little while, get everyone ready, hyped up for me to do my thing. So salute to you, my brother, and look forward to many more things that we're going to do, man, under Smoooth Production, under what you're doing with Sadal the Selector and everything else, man. So I appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Being a good friend, man.
Yes, sir.
The bromance is real. Oh,
I love you, bro. I love you, man. What's that old Bud Light commercial? Budweiser commercial,
man. Right.
Yeah. So like I said before, this is all about family, man. The sports talk show, no matter if it's the man cave, the ladies night crew, the whatever crew, man. We all family, and that's what it's all about, man. We hold each other down. So I appreciate y'all, and our family has expanded, and you can see that and many more by just giving us a follow on all them social media outlets. On Facebook, the Platform Sports Talk Show. On the X, formerly known as Twitter, at 314 Sports Talk. Of course, you go on YouTube, and Joe, well, you know what? No, I think Bunny might be getting that real quick, so I'll hold on until you come back. Okay, she ready. So, Bunny, anytime they go on YouTube, they subscribe and click on that
bell, baby.
Because Joe Bo, anytime they go live, they will be
notified.
There it is. You can also email us at platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. If you know someone who would be a great interviewee for the show, email us platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. Of course, we on that Insta at Platform Sports Talk. The show will be uploaded, archived on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and also on the Roku. So any Roku device that you have, just add us as a channel. Just put in the Platform Sports Talk Show. You'll see the best, well, the second best logo in the game besides mine. I'm just saying. But anyway, you'll see a logo, and you'll just, you see it like on your screen. The Platform Sports Talk Show. Give us a follow on Roku and show us some love. Also, if you can't see us right now, which is your fault, and you have to hear us clearly, HD, with our voices sounding so pure and so sexy right now, Hot 365 Radio. You can go on the website, hot365radio.com, or download the app on Android or iOS devices. Just put in Hot 365 Radio. And as I brought up earlier with the family, every first Wednesday of the month, you have Ladies Night. And of course, next week, the fellas are back, and I can't wait to hear what they have to talk about on the Man Cave. So we have a whole lot going on with the Platform Sports Talk Show. Good to have my peoples with me, and for y'all tuning in, get them likes, get them shares going. Let's get more people tuned in, because the show gets even better when y'all are leaving them comments, and y'all could be famous for the next 2 hours and have y'all comments on the screen. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Bunny, you know what our first topic normally is you now have my attention. What sports story or stories has your attention?
You already know. When Sadal came over here with the shades on, I said, this is the Prime effect. It's rolling over to the next week. Y'all know Coach Prime, also known as Deion Sanders. He has all eyes on him and his whole team. And the talk of the town was, I fell asleep on the overtime game because it did go until like 1:30 in the morning. But yeah, shout out to the Colorado Buffaloes for pulling off that dub. Of course, like I said, the Prime effect is real. We had celebrities. Just like the celebrities were, joining him at the games when he was at Jackson State. Shout out to the HBCUs. But yeah, that the whole positive storyline, which is Colorado had, a good battle. They did come out with the win, but also now their best player, if you want to say two-way player, Travis Hunter, is injured because of the stupid late hit. And now, we don't know how bad and how long he'll be gone. They're saying 3 weeks, but they say one thing could be another. But overall, that had my attention for the most part. Also this week coming into, of course, the Dolphins touch more football, but college football as well. So what's funny, Colorado was not even ranked going into the game, not at ranked, but Coach Prime has so much attention. Everybody trying, well, you have the haters and you have the people for Coach Prime in Colorado, Buffaloes. But the top 10 schools, it seems like you're still hearing about them, but Deion said there's so much attention is turning that program around with the, not even flip of a switch, but he's just doing so much that sometimes I'm thinking the other part of the top 10 colleges are getting overshadowed, like Alabama not winning. It's things like that. You always hear most of the SEC teams that are good. You hear them all the time every week. But Colorado wasn't even in the top 10, and they're getting all the praise. So shout out to him. Like I said, the Prime effect is real. I'm happy for him, his sons, the team, for momentum. At the same time, again, make sure I mention HBCU, where he came from, Jackson State. Unfortunately, since Deion has left, they already have a loss for the season. But I just like what he's doing and the attention he's getting. And you can say he's arrogant, cocky, whatever. It's working, and it's exciting to watch, even if you're not into college football. That has my attention.
All right. Jobo, what about yourself?
Okay. So I mentioned this whenever I was talking about the
wait a minute.
Astros.
She said, okay.
All right, no, so it's not like about the Astros, it's about baseball, but the Astros are in there. All right, so we could all agree that MLB, us us playing every single team this year was awesome. I think that's good for the sport. The Orioles haven't been here since early 2000s. So that's cool, whatever. But they need to fix this up a little bit because, so one, we haven't played the Cubs in how long? We played, our last game against the Cubs was in July, I think.
Yeah, and that was the last time.
Yeah, last time, and they only had one series here. I get Wrigley's historic, blah, 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 but come on. But, all right, so the Blue Jays, the rest of the year, so they're playing the Yankees right now at Yankee Stadium. Their last 12 games is 3 against the Yankees, 3 against Tampa, 3 against the Yankees, 3 against Tampa. What the hell is that? And then you got the Rangers and the Mariners play each other 7 times out of the last 10 games, and then the Astros are thrown in there too, which it's fun because it's so close, but why are they playing each other 7 out of the last 10 games? I don't understand it. I don't like it at all. So I saw that the other night because there's a lot of these races that are getting really intense right now. Like Blue Jays, technically I need to root for the Yankees right now because the Blue Jays, if the Astros don't win ball games, then they would fall into a wild card, and when Blue Jays are there too. So I don't know. I just think they need to do a better job of this. You can't be having every single one of your games against the same 2 teams to end the year. It's shorter than last year's. You got my attention, but that's wild to me.
And it sounds like to me that what Major League Baseball needs to do is, of course, keep the schedule in regards to you playing every team in baseball.
Mhm.
That's great. But the focus needs to be, especially in September and October, the focus needs to be on playing more of your divisional rivals, because that's where it all matters in regards to your own division. So maybe they find a way to play more of your divisional rival games in September and October.
I get that, but the last 2 weeks you're playing the same exact team, and then you might see them in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, right.
So the Astros, say they win the division, they could be playing against the Rangers or the Mariners that very next week, saying the same exact pitchers you just saw a week ago.
Right, but what I'm saying, which I'm going to your point, is except for the Mariners playing the Rangers 7 out of 10, they're playing the Rangers in 3 games. They're playing the Astros for 3 games. They're playing whoever else is in the West, Oakland for 3 games. Except for it being 7 out of 10, for the last 10 games of the season. So keep them spread out in regards to who you're playing, but make sure that you're including your divisions, your divisional rivals, those last 2 months of the season. While you're
Never
still
been too
playing
much like
earlier
Ryan.
in May, June, July, August, you could be playing the other rest of the leagues, of the divisions. But those last 2 months, definitely want to focus on those divisional games because that's where the money is.
Yeah, or like the Braves. Everyone knew the Braves were going to be what they are this year. Amazing, favorite to win the World Series. Why are they playing the Nationals 7 out of their last 10 games? You don't have to do them any more favors. Like, well, what is up with that? That doesn't make any sense to me, Like, why are they playing the Washington Nationals 7 out of the last 10 days? I don't know. It's just weird. So, no, like, I applaud MLB, and if Manfred had anything to do with it, of us finally playing every single team. 'Cause we don't need to play the Cubs 19 times a year. It gets tired.
Right.
I don't need to see them all
Right.
the time. But they just got to do better at spreading it out. And I know the schedule for next year is out already. I didn't even look at it, but I don't know. I noticed that the other night I was looking at the schedule. I was like, what the hell is this? So that's there's multiple things that has my attention, but we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff. So, but that's a big one right there, just because of playoffs and whatnot coming up.
And real quick, shouts out to Adam Nish. He says, love the show. Glad Facebook reminded me about y'all. We appreciate it, Adam. And, feel free to share our stream and share our page to all your people so your peoples can tune in to the platform Sports Talk Show as well. That's what it's all about, man. We want to keep on growing and growing because we ain't going nowhere. We're going to keep on getting bigger and better, each week, each year. So continue to share what we're doing. We love what we do. This is for those that never had the opportunity to share their opinion. This is what this show is all about. So continue to share. We appreciate it. Joe, there should be one more thing that you want to discuss because you put in the chat that I should include this on tonight's show. And I got you. So go ahead.
Yeah, this was just funny. I was sitting there working on calls and stuff, and I looked at this and I about spit out my water. Go ahead and show it. This is Rocco Baldelli. He's the Twins manager. And him and his wife just had some damn twins. Like, what in the world? Like Stanton said in the chat, the dude took the assignment too serious because that's hilarious. What are the odds,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like you said, the manager of the Minnesota Twins has twins. That's just pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And they're like, I think their magic number to clinch their division
is one,
which I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet with how bad that division is. But
I mean, it is so bad, Joe. I forgot the Twins were leading the division. Like, that's how bad the division is.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's I think it's definitely worse than ours because at least we had the Pirates leading our division for a little bit this year, but like, that's bad. Which, by the way, sad story, the Cardinals were finally eliminated last night.
Whoa, what a surprise. Oh no, let me clutch my pearls. I didn't see that coming.
It's just funny that, like, I bet you'll hear Mo be like, technically we weren't eliminated until September 19th. We kept it in there till September.
Well, technically I thought that the team did pretty good until September.
Well, it's too early to tell. It's too early to tell anything right
All
now.
he just needs to say is, I give y'all BS every week when y'all interview me. You know what the answer is. I'm going to BS you. Have a good day. That's all he should just say for his interviews from now on. Till he actually does some change. I'm just saying.
I just thought it was funny because, I saw also that since we won the spring training championship, I saw someone say, like, all right, I don't want to win a single game in spring training next year.
Right. 0 for 20, whatever it is. Let's go. Sadal, you up next. What has your attention?
Yeah, for me, it's a mad echo right now, but for me, the state of college football is really healthy, man. I'm really loving college football right now. This year, for the first time in years, you only have one team from the SEC in the top 10 right now. And It is a lot of good teams, a lot of great parity. Of course, you add in the prime effect in that it is really fun to watch college football. And like I've always said, I said this in the past, college football is played better in college. And this year has really proven that right now. So,
All right. So, hey, Sadal, before we continue, like as you just said, you're hearing the echo. So I'm going to do a quick refresh. Everyone, just give me 1 second. This is the platform Sports Talk Show.
Commercial break.
I wonder if the echo is happening right now as we are on this break.
Well, we went through this last week when we had Tim Kernan on here.
All right, we're back, and hopefully the echo is gone. I'm not sure why we're having these issues with the echo. We apologize, but we should be good to go now. Sadal, keep on going with your what has your attention?
That has my attention at college football, live and well. The parity right now in college football, as I don't know if you have it or but I'm looking at the top 10 right now. I got mentioned only one SEC team is in the top 10, and that's Georgia. The rest is from teams from across the country. Some teams that were good in the past are now finally good, like Florida State. Yeah, Texas back in the mix. Good to see them back in the mix. Washington is number 8 right now. Oregon is doing well, and these two are Pac-12 teams. The last year of pretty much the Pac-12 as we know it. So it is really fun to watch right now in college football, and I'm loving it. We'll talk more about this later.
Yes, we definitely will. And in regards to what has my attention, I know Bunny, you and Sadal talking about pretty much college football. Joe brought up baseball. I'm gonna switch gears and talk about some basketball. I am super excited about the upcoming NBA season, and because of my Lakers, because they have made some incredible moves this offseason. And let me go ahead and break it down. They have acquired over the offseason former Miami Heat, just played in the NBA Finals. Their point guard, Gabe Vincent, they just signed him. He's on the right of your screen. Torian Prince, he's number 35, second on the left. They also got Cam Reddish. He is on the right, number 21. Jackson Hayes, number 4, and Christian Wood in the middle. They got some depth. They got some youth. They got some ballers. They got some dogs. They're going to challenge like Christian Wood and Anthony Hayes. They're going to challenge and practice Anthony Davis to make sure that he's on his game, because that's what Anthony Davis needs, to be pushed in practice to make sure that he's ready for game day, and he better be healthy too, because that's going to be, of course, the biggest factor. The Lakers also re-signed Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura. But I am so excited about this team. They made it to the Western Conference Finals, lost in the sweep, of course, to the eventual world champs, the Denver Nuggets. But I am so excited about this upcoming Lakers team, because what an amazing job by Rob Pelinka getting these pieces in the offseason, signing extensions for certain guys like Jared Vanderbilt. But this team here is ready, it's locked and loaded, and barring any injury, I don't see a reason why this team can't make it to the finals and hold down LeBron James. And
you can see them dethroning the current champs, Denver Nuggets. I see who you talk about the depth. I see what you got, because we know the Lakers were lacking a little bit of it, even though they beat the Warriors. But we know not the X factor. The main reason is AD. But my question to you, if AD is healthy, AD has been healthy at times, but still does not be consistent with the scoring. That's the issue. So you talking about those people are there, especially Christian Wood, to help push him. Why is he trying to push himself? When he was recruited to come to the Lakers, LeBron was basically telling him, this is going to be your team. Here are the keys. After do a couple of years, why isn't that good enough? I'm not understanding if you want another, maybe because you already got the one ring, the bubble year, maybe you're satisfied with that. I'm just not understanding. Why does it take another teammate, somebody else? LeBron is motivation in itself. So why is that not good enough for you to get your shit together when you're healthy?
You know what? That is a perfect question, and it does not have an answer because it's all on AD. I mean, truthfully, it's all on AD, and it's all between here. That's what's holding AD back. Is this, and also his body failing him. Because there's one game where he might score 40 points and 20 rebounds, and then the next game he only scores 2 points. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. He needs to find some kind of inspiration to keep him first on the court every game, but to make sure that he's being productive and being that guy, because that's what LeBron wants. Like you said, LeBron wants AD to take over the team and be that guy every game, not every once a week. No, they want him to be the guy every game, and AD has to want it. And that's why I said Christian Wood, Spencer Hayes. Those are two guys who are like almost 7 feet tall. They're similar to AD in regards to the build. You know what I'm saying? Being tall, being athletic. Those guys are going to do their jobs enough where if AD ain't showing up, he may be seeing lesser minutes because those two other guys are going to want him more than AD. So hopefully that pushes AD to be like, okay, you know what? I'm tired of hearing people calling me street clothes. I'm tired of hearing people calling me this and that. You know what I'm saying?
He's not tired of being sick and tired yet, I guess.
Right. So you have to want it, and that's what I want to say about life for me personally. Like with me going to physical therapy, it's like if I want to get back to where I was before in regards to being healthy with two great legs, great knees, I have to push myself and challenge myself to get to where I want to be at. So I have a whole appreciation now for guys who have been injured, for people who is handicapped, for veterans in the military, army, whatever they've been in. I have a whole different appreciation because going through a situation can humble you. But it's all about what are you going to do to get yourself back to where you need to be or even better. And that's what AD has to focus on now is I'm seeing a 39-year-old man in LeBron James continue to be in some of the best shape of his life when he comes to the new NBA season. Now, granted, injuries are going to happen with LeBron James because he's older now. How many miles how much the tire tread is treading. You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to happen all the time. But how is it that LeBron continues to be available most nights than I am? You know what I'm saying? So it's a pride and mental thing. So hopefully AD can finally get it so he can start being the butt of all these jokes of you can't be available to play, especially when you're playing in a city that Kobe was beloved and Shaq was beloved. You got to bring it. Bottom line. So hopefully he gets the point now and he can have a very productive and consistent season throughout.
Speaking of Shaq still has them bars, man. I don't know if you heard some of his freestyles lately. He still got bars. Just
shout out to my best friend Jonathan. He says AD should stay away from the 3-point line by 2 cents. I mean,
that's fact too. That's facts. Thanks, John. You're right. Because I mean, that ain't your game, bro. You didn't get to the league off of no shooting threes, and that is not develop your game better. So thank you for saying that.
And then Miss Dub says maybe AD will all start to realize if he doesn't step up. And that's what I just said. That's what I just said. Christian Wood and Spencer and Jackson Hayes, excuse me, not Spencer, Jackson Hayes. These two guys are young, up and coming, hungry dudes who want to get on that court and do their thing. They got ups, they can block, they can score. So like I said, AD gonna see this in practice every day, and that should push him to be better than where he has been. So I look forward to it because competition brings out the best in people, or it should be anyway, or it determines what kind of man you are, what kind of athlete that you are. So let's see what's up, man. I look forward to it. I definitely look forward to it. But speaking of looking forward to, let's talk about week 2 NFL takeaways, and let's talk about these scores. And you know what I should have done? I'm gonna do this real quick. I'll go ahead, Joe.
real quick before we get into the football talk, while we have Sidal and Bunny with us, we need to give a shout out to Adam Wainwright.
Oh,
200.
that was coming up. That was coming up
Okay.
later on.
I didn't know if they were going to be here when we did that or not.
Yeah, 200,
yeah.
man. Big accomplishment. Took him long enough, you know.
Yes.
Hey,
Took him
that's
long
on
enough, but
both
he got
sides.
it.
That's with the pictures. That's with the batters and him. But happy to
Yeah.
him. Congratulations. Now it's time to go right off in the sunset.
Yeah.
No,
Damn.
that was like one of the first games I watched all the way through. Like that one in the Orioles when like who would have thunk that he would have gotten 199 against one of baseball's best offenses, one of baseball's best teams this year, the Baltimore Orioles, in that ballpark. And then number 200 obviously had to do it here at Busch, but that was a good game. He was dominant and 7 shutout innings. He hasn't done that in a very long time. So that was awesome to watch. And you don't know how many more people you're going to see have that, 200 wins, because nowadays they baby pitchers. That's just how it is. And so I guess Garrett Cole might be one of the next to do it, but there's not many people that are going to be able to do that. So I'm happy for him. It was good to see him on the field, emotional. Wilson Contreras out there, which was awesome because I think I heard that when Wayno got his 100th win, Yachty hit a solo homer and they won 1-0. So and I think I said on here before, Contreras looked like Yachty now that he has the hockey style mask. So it was just, I don't know, it was the perfect game. And I don't know if you guys realize the Cardinals had a lot of records against the Brewers team. So I don't know. It was a good game.
Like to see
Yeah.
Wayno get his shine, man. One last time, man.
He deserves it, like it's a crappy year, like we talk about it, we're pissed off about it, we make fun of it. It was bound to happen at some point, but I'm just happy that he got to have his moment this year, so it's cool.
I'll never forget that one big curveball against Carlos Beltran against the Mets to strike him out looking. I'll never forget that pitch.
Yeah,
Seemed like it seemed like that was the slowest curveball I've ever seen in my life.
But I was nervous for Wayno though, really, because it's like deja vu. But instead of him last year with Pujols, we didn't think he's gonna get to that number. He did, like a week before the season ended. Same thing with Wayno. Boy, they making us nervous. They wait till the last game to finally get to their milestones.
Yeah, Miss Williams is right. Bright spot in this. It's this disappointing, depressing year for the Cardinals. But shoot, you got Wayno national anthem, Wayno 200. I would like to see him get a pinch hit at bat in the last home series because Wayno's got a silver slugger. He likes hitting. And then, I don't know, it'd be cool just to see him go out there if we got a lead against the Reds in that last homestand to go out there and try to close out a game just for shits and giggles, I mean, why not?
Like, yeah, and curtain call for him.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, Joe, it's not like we're in the playoff race, so it's like you don't have anything to lose. So you can put him in the game in regards to taking in the bat and, like you said, closing the game. So definitely shouts out to Wayno. And something I gotta say is, I have been, still am part of that crew that was like he should have been on retired last year, but I do commend him for sticking it out and making it happen. And the best thing I think was that it happened here in St. Louis. It wasn't on the road getting 200. He got it here at home. Unfortunately, it wasn't in front of a packed house. Speaking of which, my wife and my mother-in-law, they're at the game right now. Cardinals are down 3-1. Jordan Walker's up the bat, but they're at the game right now. And unfortunately, of course, it's not a packed house, and it would have been great if it was a packed house to be at the game. But because you suck right now, that's what we had to deal with is, not having a lot of people.
Pretty packed for this year, honestly, with the amount of people that were there. And just the thing that's Adam Wainwright is like Ali Marmol said it, Wayno's meant like that he was literally held together with duct tape on that game. Like he's old, he's hurting. You're talking about LeBron, how he's gonna get hurt more often because he's old. Like Wayno's 6'7", and I know he's however much he weighs, but he's like a string bean compared to some of these other guys muscle wise, like it's just held together with duct tape and went out there and gave everything he had to, try to put on a good show for the fans. Got that number 200, and just hopefully we get to see him do something fun at the end of the year, because I would love to see him come up and like pinch hit for someone. That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
or you see him play like left field or something. Something
I don't know.
what do you have to lose?
now I would see him being a
Wayno's
DH.
still a dad. He's got to be able to take care of his kids.
Yeah. Now I can see him being a DH for a game at least. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't gonna take the field. He can just take at bats. That would be cool. I like to see that happen very soon. Right, exactly. So we'll see. But let's go ahead and get into that NFL talk. Week 2 NFL takeaways, and let's go ahead and get this on the screen. And we are right here, week 2. And we said last week, we had a disclaimer. We know it's early and teams are still are trying to get their rhythm, the whole 9. But week 2 was like, okay, is this team a joke or is it getting serious? And let's start off with last Thursday. The Eagles defeated the Vikings. That was a pretty good game. You did see Jalen Hurts getting into it with AJ Brown last week. Sidal, did you have any thoughts in regards to their little, altercation or whatever it was last week, or is this just a little small stuff, nothing to really worry about?
Small potatoes, man. The biggest story in this game was the Eagles actually had to win a game in a way that they didn't win games last year. That's on the ground. I mean, the running back had to pick up like 200 yards on the ground. And they looked kind of shaky against the Vikings team that is also suspect. So maybe they've lost their luster a little bit.
And don't forget, they do have a new offensive coordinator too.
Right.
So it's going to take time to.
You said you think Philly lost their luster?
Just a little, slightly.
Like as Smooth just said a few minutes ago, it's still early in the season for them.
It's still early.
Like with the Chiefs, same thing. Still early in the season. They're looking like not so firing all cylinders, Super Bowl contenders, but it's still early.
It is.
And as you see, the Falcons defeated the Packers 25-24. They're 2-0. Is it too early to say that? Not saying that they're going to dominate the NFC South, but should we put some respect, everyone, on the Atlanta Falcons and their start?
I am surprised that Jordan Love's play at quarterback. I really am. He's really turned, right now it's, again, we know it's still early, but Jordan Love has looked good in these last 2 games. And those young guys on offense, you don't have Aaron Rodgers and you don't have Brett Favre for like the first time in 30 years. And so now, just think about that. Now it's the young guys team. They can step up and they can make a name for themselves if they can keep it up, because they still play. They still play. Got to play the Lions.
But what are your thoughts about the Falcons though? Should they get some respect, or is it too early to tell still?
I don't know. I'm not really.
Too early to tell.
Too early to tell.
And Jobo, please feel free to grab me a Bud Light as well, man.
It's that Mick Ultra.
Oh, okay. Or Michelob. Okay.
Hey, you want to get paid for promoting the product? Hey.
Yeah. No, but I want to say, so if we want to sit here and be excited about the Falcons, then we got to be really scared about the Bengals. So I mean, like, I got to keep sitting there saying, it's too early, like Bunny's saying. But I mean, before you know it, we said about the Cardinals for the first month and a half, and look where we at. So.
But the thing about the Bengals, in which they lost, they're 0-2. Well, the thing about the Bengals is that the last 2 seasons they've had slow starts, and then boom, they get hot. They're like one of the best teams in all of football going to the playoffs. So I'm gonna still reserve that.
And then also caveat here. I would also be remiss if you talk about the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens has always hung in there. They've always been a good team. Now they're running on full cylinders. You got a quarterback that's gotten paid. You got some weapons on offense, and the defense has always been stout. it's they didn't lose to some scrubs. So
Right.
Baltimore Ravens looking good.
And
And
for
then
the record,
also,
in our preseason picks, I picked the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. Run a tape back. So I know what they about, but I guess
I picked them to
everybody
go
else
win the
didn't.
division. People laughed at me in the last man cave.
and also, Joe Burrow is hurt still from his calf injury he suffered during preseason, so he's not 100%. So definitely put an asterisk on that as well. The Bills beat the Raiders. Both teams are now 1-1. A good game happened in Detroit. Unfortunately, Joe, all Detroit Lions didn't pull it through. Seattle Seahawks did defeat them 37-31. Both teams are now 1-1. The Colts, their quarterback Anthony Richardson did suffer a concussion, so he didn't finish that game, but they did defeat the Houston Texans. Talk about the Chiefs earlier. They defeated the Jaguars. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Joe's husband, Baker Mayfield, has now led that team to a 2-0 record. I am disappointed with what I'm seeing with Justin Fields and the Bears. I really thought that with the acquisition of DJ Moore, I thought that offense at all would have been much better to start the season, and they have been terrible.
I'm surprised that you're surprised.
Tell him he's been seeing smoke and mirrors.
I said this weeks ago on the Man Cave, and again, people were like, "Oh, I can't."
Yep, Fred, I'm with Sadal on this one because it looks like just about everyone on Twitter thought this was, or the X thought this was gonna happen.
I'd rather go back to the game before that in the Kansas City, and that is more surprising that it was that close, rather than I'm surprised that the Bears didn't get beat worse by the Buccaneers.
Let's see. Tennessee Titans, they defeated the Chargers. Now, you gotta be surprised with the Chargers being 0-2, right?
Yeah, now that's surprising. That is surprising.
Well, actually, wait. Who was the Chargers playmakers? Let me see if that makes sense. Who was that QB? Who was one of their receivers?
They got Herbert.
Justin Herbert as the QB. You got what's the dude? The wide receiver name?
Got Williams.
Yeah, Williams. And then you got Heckler as the running back. So they got weapons, but from what I'm hearing, it's the head coach. That's the issue.
I thought you were going to say the defense. The head coach is no bueno.
The head coach, from what I'm hearing, from what I'm seeing, not good. Not good at all.
They haven't really they've been close, but they haven't really gotten over the hump for some reason or the other.
And let me see. Let me put him in real quick.
I hope it's the Carson Cronky since they got to share the stadium with that bum. Well, he's not a bum.
Yeah, the head coach is Brandon Staley, and he used to be one of the assistant coaches for the LA Rams under Sean McVay. And they've been close, but then he just can't get them over the hump. And a lot of people are saying that he's the reason why they can't get over the hump now. In regards to the New York Giants and Cardinals game, that game was crazy because the Arizona Cardinals had like a 21.
Cardinals are sorry. The Cardinals are sorry. You had the doggone no-name Giants. You had the lead in hand, and your sorry behinds couldn't hold the lead against Daniel No-Name Jones. and like Stephen A. Smith said, all you got is Saquon Barkley and a bag of chips, and you can't even hold them. Man. You got the echo back and everything.
You got me laughing so much. You got me laughing so much right now. I had to cough out some stuff. All right, so real quick, we got the echo again. Give me 1 second. It's the Platform Sports Talk Show.
Spared me the chance to really get into them, man. Cardinals. Another sorry team named the Cardinals. Oh, man. That was sorry. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the Giants even came back in that game. My goodness. We'll get into it. I'm anxious to talk about some other teams here in the West, in the NFC West.
That you guys and T-Bone's team.
Oh God, yeah.
Can't wait for the man cave.
All right, y'all. We are back. Sorry about that wait. Y'all heard everyone else talking, but y'all couldn't, see me, hear me. But we are back, and let me go back to
Yeah, I was
our
just
slide
I was just talking about how surprised I was at, first of all, Cardinals giving up that huge lead and the Giants actually coming back. But yeah,
that was crazy. But I mean, like you said before, Sadal, it is the Cardinals, so it is what it is. The Giants and the Rams. It was a close game until the 49ers did let them know who is the better team. Now, what's weird
here's the deal on this. I want to chime in on this.
Okay.
The 49ers, they come in arguably the best team in football. The Rams come into the season as one of the worst teams in football. And so, even though the Rams lost to the 49ers, I'm hopeful. I got a little bit of hope for the Rams this year because they made it a game. I know they're rivals, and rivalry games, you tend to play better against your opponent. But I like what I've seen with the Rams against the 49ers. They were a couple of mistakes away from winning the game. So,
and then plus, the team is younger. You have a lot of inexperienced guys trying to, make moves and whatever. So for them to lose just by, what was it, 7 points, that's not bad to a team that has a huge makeover that they're trying to do as well.
A lot of people are picking them to win the Super Bowl.
Right. So, but something that has been talked about for a while, something that has been discussed for a while is how San Fran has made SoFi Stadium their home their home turf, because it's been crazy with all the red shirts, the people going crazy over the 49er players making plays. I think it was a part where one of the wide receivers, Brandon Ayuk, got hurt or something like that, and all you heard around the whole stadium was Ayuk, like it was a home game. It's just crazy.
It's gonna be this way in LA for the next 20 years, because let's face it, it really is. It's gonna be because from what I've been reading, because I'm on the Rams message boards and groups on Facebook. It really started when the Rams moved to Anaheim in the early 80s and moved out of the LA area. That's where this really started. And around that same time, the 49ers was coming up. So you had a lot of bandwagon fans in LA rooting for San Francisco for years. And then it made things worse when the Rams moved to St. Louis in 95. So for a long time, and in Oakland regained the Raiders around that time, same time as well. And so for the last 20 years, those LA fans were rooting for San Francisco. And so you can't flip a whole fan base in a couple of years, even though you won a world championship and all that in LA, you can't flip. And so that's why I say it's going to be probably about 20 years, another generation before you get no LA fans rooting for the Rams.
In the next game, the Cowboys just destroyed the Jets. And Joe, remember I told you last week, I said it's one thing when you preparing for Aaron Rodgers and not for the backup quarterback. And that's what Buffalo Bills had to deal with last week in week 1 versus the Jets. the Cowboys had time to prepare for Zach Martin, and look what happened this past Sunday. It's unless the Jets get a established quarterback, they are in trouble. They are in trouble.
You know, the Jets quarterback,
you know what?
the Jets quarterback is so unestablished that you said his name wrong.
I mean, right. I said Zach Martin.
Right.
That's how bad it is right
That's
now.
how bad they are right now. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's proving your point.
Please correct me, Sidal. Please correct me. I'm sorry. Sidal, please correct me real quick. Zach, what's his last name?
Poetic justice. It's actually poetic justice because Zach Wilson.
There we go. Thank you.
Zach Martin. He's so unknown and so unpredictable. You don't even know his name.
There we go. Zach Wilson. But also, I have a surprise for y'all. Someone who y'all may know who is a big fan of the San Fran 49ers has something to say. T-Bone.
Of course.
What's going on with you, brother?
Of course he's coming back.
Soon the client gets the hint and does. Oh, I'm on the air? Oh, first time, long time, huh?
What is
Welcome back,
on?
T-Bone. I'm ready for the Bill Cosby San Fran sweater. What's up?
It's been a while. I've got my head buried in books and stuff, and just wanted to know, is there any news or y'all want Sadal? What's up, man? Joe, Bunny, Smooth, huh?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
It's a busy day, and I was just sitting here stuck. I must have hit a wrong button or something. I don't know. So how y'all doing out there, man? How y'all doing?
Man, I'm good. My head is not into the law books like you are, but I figure some athletes gonna need your services sooner than later. So how's it going, buddy?
It's just another day. Just another day.
You know what, T-Bone? I was going to say I may have the case coming up, so I may give you a call.
Oh. That's interesting.
There's a coach in Michigan State that may need your services.
Oh,
right.
Who knows with that? But anything happened over the weekend? How's sports going, huh? How's sports?
It's been a prime weekend.
Oh, I see. That's the one you want to go to, huh?
What's wrong with a prime winning weekend?
That's because he's trying to escape the reality.
Wait. You come in here all jolly and stuff. Hey, I said it's a prime weekend. That's all I said.
It was a prime weekend, especially considering the 49ers will be on Amazon Prime tomorrow night against the New York Giants.
Play on words, put on team.
Hey, I just realized T-Bone is wearing glasses.
Yes. You are wearing glasses, my friend.
I am.
Have you no manners?
Together.
You know what? First of all, I was trying to ignore all the stuff with Coach Mountain Time myself, but I do find it funny that there's a fly in this basement. How does that happen? Anyway, I do find it funny that when Coach Prime was in the state of Mississippi coaching some players at a school called Jackson State, shouts out to HBCUs, it is funny that when he was out there telling those players, when you go to class, dress like this, do that, everybody was like, wow, look at this good role model here, showing these children the way to go, leading them youngins that don't know nothing to the promised land. But then when somebody calls him out for doing stuff that he probably would have called his players out for, now all of a sudden it's wrong. I understand the intent is different, but let's not act like he doesn't do the same type of stuff. Let's just be real.
Wait, what's your problem? Because Coach Prime has been doing this. NFL time to even coach at Jackson State. His appearance is nothing new.
No, that's not the point. My point is that you can't look, you're gonna make me use some parallel reasoning here. You can't on one hand you can't on one hand 1 year ago tell players
law school.
it's unacceptable if you're dressed a certain way, and then get mad a year later when someone tells you you're inappropriate dressed a certain way.
But that's why I guess I'm confused. How is wearing sunglasses when we know people have sensitive eyes? This is nothing new. You see entertainers. My father-in-law, one of them people that wear sunglasses on the inside for sensitive eyes. This is nothing new.
I'm not defending it one way or another. I'm just saying he made a point of telling people what's okay or not okay to wear, and then someone else did it to him a year later. They're both the same. You can say that they're both wrong for that, but the bottom line is he does the same type of stuff. It's just okay when he does it, right?
Oh, wrong button, sorry. I don't know if I can put that same thing as a parallel, because a coach calls him out because he has sunglasses and a hat on, right?
He threw a player out for wearing
I don't even know, but it was an interview setting. That's my point. I'm like, so were you going for a job? Like, what makes you say you cannot wear sunglasses?
Okay.
Why is that? That's what I'm saying. Why is there an issue for that coach? And specifically, he said something not just about Prime, but it's like he wasn't raised like that. That's insinuating that you weren't raised right.
I think it's a reach. I think it's a reach because of your animosity of what he did or not do at Jackson State. I think this is why you are so nitpicky at that.
I'm just simply taking the quote that he gave. Let me pull up the quote so I can give accuracy and context to exactly what he said. School. We got school today, right? So I want you to listen to me clearly and succinctly. No slides, as in sandals. No armpits exposed in Mississippi, by the way. No, we'll call them tank tops because I don't like calling them the other things. And sit in the front of the classroom and be perfect gentlemen, because when it comes down to it and you need help, that professor is going to recall your character and who you've been consistently in that class. Now, please explain to me, what does wearing sandals have to do with your character?
All right. My question behind that, T-Bone, is where did you just read that he included that your mother did not raise you to do this or do that?
Okay, so if a student's mother raised them that it was okay to wear slides and sandals, and he's telling them that that's not okay, then wouldn't that be implied that, or you know what I mean? Like, the point is that he's telling people what's okay or not okay. Look, and again, I'm not trying to say that either one of them's wrong, right? I'm really not. All I'm saying is that you can't have the respectability politics on one hand of it's not okay for you to represent me like this, but then get mad when someone says, no, I don't like it when you wear that. I mean, that's
my argument is that because you bring up these parallels. My argument in regards to what you're trying to bring up, because I see where you're coming from, but this is my thing. It's all about the delivery and your message. The coach from Colorado State is including how my mama didn't raise me to be like this or to have my glasses or hat on talking to adults. Deion Sanders is bringing out how he wants his players to represent themselves, going out to games, going out to this place, wearing certain attire because you want to have that more professional look. That's different than saying my mama didn't raise me like this. So those are two different things.
So
it's
are
all
you
about
saying
context and timing, man?
Okay,
because
so are you saying
you wouldn't be saying none of this if it was another coach? This is Deion Sanders, and because of your animosity of Deion Sanders, you're bringing out all of these tit for tat things that he said in the past, this and that. It's just hate. It's just hate, man. That's all it is, dude.
I mean, you can call it what you want. All I'm saying is that on one hand,
all you doing is being petty.
like for instance, for those who are chosen for jury duty, if the victim or whatever, the person that's in court is Deion Sanders, and they bring you in to be a jury duty, and they know that you have a disdain for Deion Sanders, you're not going to be part of the jury. because they know how you feel.
Why is it that I can't have a problem with something that someone did versus instead of having a problem with the person? I don't care about Deion
because
Sanders.
we know you, T-Bone.
But I don't care about
your
Deion
history
Sanders.
on this show.
Hey, Sadal, because it's personal.
It's personal.
Anyway,
It's personal.
I will not have any more of this Gish Gallop as you're trying to avoid the subject at hand, which is that L that the 49ers took. See, I know what you're trying to do. Excuse me.
Truthfully, T-Bone last week, and you can ask Joe, or you can just watch the tape from last week's show. But I said that San Fran is that team. They're loaded. They are that deal, especially with as long. Let me say this: as long as Brock Purdy is healthy, San Fran is gonna be all right. They're gonna be just fine. They're gonna be a threat.
I don't know,
and a problem.
T-Bone, I don't know if you caught the last man cave, but what did I say about the Rams? I said the Rams are going to be the worst team.
No.
In football.
You stop it right now. No. I know the game. I know the game that you're trying to play. No. We're just a lowly NFC West team out here just trying to make it in the world. No.
Am I lying?
No.
Am I lying about that?
Because if you go back to when I was an active member of the Man Cave, and by the way, if you're out there, you should check out the Man Cave coming up next week. But when I was an active member of the Man Cave, I also recall you saying, when Matthew Stafford gets back, things are going to be so much better. I recall this.
I did not say that.
Oh,
did not say that.
You do realize these shows are recorded.
Here's what I said. Oh, yeah. Go back and listen.
I'm just saying.
And he got the receipts.
You know what I said in March.
You do realize that is admissible in the court of the platform.
We keep receipts.
Right.
We go back in March 2023, what I said about Colorado. Okay. Now, back to the Rams.
Hey.
Back to the Rams.
What I want you to remember about Colorado. And again, I'm not trying to pick sides one way or another, but just remember that as you were trying to say earlier, as y'all were saying earlier, it's early in the season. A lot of things is going to change. And good for them for where they are right now. Good for their effort. Glad they're where they are. But are you still going to have that same energy if at the end of the season they still just have 3 wins? I said if.
Yeah, because it's an exciting team. I like what
Dion
is doing now and is going to be doing in the future. I told you back in March that I don't expect them to win only about 5 games or more.
Yeah, he did.
And they're only 2 away from winning 5 games. So I said that back in March.
And even I said, matter of fact, you was on the show, T-Bone. I had San Fran going to the NFC Championship game again. So I have a lot of respect for San Fran. The defense, offense, I am like, okay, they're gonna be a problem.
Nobody is down in your precious 49ers. Take it easy. And I just said about 10 minutes ago that they're arguably the best team in football.
Miss Dub says, I noticed the dog has his hat and shades on again. Coincidence? I think not.
Well, he's gonna go.
You
with
would be
the
right.
He
would be right.
He got to join the line. He got to join the line with everybody else. It's he's a bandwagon jumper, as he would always accuse other people of being.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I am a bandwagon. I am a fan of Colorado football as long as Deion Sanders is coaching the team. Yes.
That's called transactional. You're a transactional fan.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
That's a new one. Transactional fan. Not a fairway fan. Not a fairway fan. He said transactional.
By the way, you still root for the Rams, right?
Yes.
Cool. What about their ownership?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Just checking. You have an owner.
Keep that same energy when you talk about the Commanders too. And
I'm not Craig Black. That's
Craig
a different
Black
show.
comes in too.
That's a different show.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Commanders, they did defeat the Broncos. Do y'all feel that it's time for the Broncos to say, okay, you know what, Russell Wilson, it just ain't gonna work out, or is he not the problem? What do y'all see there?
I think it's still too early because don't forget he's under a new coach, new system. He knows 2 games in. I still think he needs some more time to get acclimated. So it's too early to call yet. Some of those plays he did in the last game where I know they came back at the very end, not tied it, almost tied it, but not enough time. I'm sorry. They tied it, but didn't get the 2-point conversion. So he still has that comeback driving him, so you see what he can do. I just think it needs some more time.
Yeah,
Sunday
man.
night football. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't. The Russell Wilson experiment is running thin. I know it's early. We've been saying it, but it's running thin right now in Denver.
I mean, they just put up 33 points.
Right.
Yeah,
That's why
he had to come from behind win. That's what I'm saying. So he still got the drive in him. He still know how to get the stuff done. This is only season 2 of him being in Denver, and he's working on a new system. So I'm just thinking people are just getting panic too early.
Without looking at it, how many points do you think they've lost by in the past 2 weeks?
The Broncos?
Yeah. How many? What's the total?
I don't know. The last game they lost only by 2 points. Previous game was a touchdown?
They've only lost by 3 points over the last 2 games. 2 points in the last game, and 1 point in the first game.
So you got to prove it to me because I'm still saying he got it, and that's what the Broncos have a chance still to be competitive. So don't convince me. Maybe I could just convince the dog, but I'm good.
Although
they played. Look who they played. They just played the Raiders in week 1, and they played the Commanders in week 2. So let's consider who they played now.
And let's go to Sunday night football. The Dolphins, who I am liking a whole lot right now. That team is looking dangerous. They defeated the Patriots 24-17. Tua, Tyreek Hill, Jaden Waddle. That team is looking pretty good. Monday night football, we had 2 games. The Saints defeated the Panthers, and then the Steelers defeated the Browns. I believe the Browns are now 1-1. Same thing with the Steelers. The Saints are 2-0. Panthers 0-2. Any takeaways from the Sunday night football game and Monday night football games? Any takeaways?
Yeah, I think the Dolphins are looking really good, man.
I was about to say, Tua was showing why he was a top draft pick. He's showing why. I know everybody was kind of in last season. He's showing why he's not injured, playing good system. Yeah, they definitely going upwards. They definitely should be competitive in their division.
I really never seen the negative comments against Tua because I've always seen that he was a good quarterback. So this is not surprising to me, but they're rolling right now, man.
All right. So while I have everyone on here, let's talk about this next topic. And I wish Annie was on here as well, but just gotta save it. Week 3 college football takeaways. I'll go ahead and start first. For me, of course, Colorado is a big story, but Sadal and I had a conversation about the Missouri Tigers and how they would do against Kansas State, who was at the time ranked. I think they were ranked top 15 in the country.
Yeah, 15.
They Columbia this past weekend, and Mizzou won by a game-winning field goal by Mevis, the kicker. They call him the thicker kicker. And I've been saying that the biggest problem with Mizzou is more so in regards to the play calling and not opening up the play calling and allowing your players to perform.
And what happened?
They came through and performed, and the playbook was opened up. Players did their thing. Luther Burden had an incredible game, and they defeated Kansas State. And Mizzou is right there on the precipice. Yes, big word. They're right there to be in a top 25 team. They are right there. So if they do a great job this weekend against Memphis here in St. Louis, it's very possible that they can be a top 25 team. That's huge for Mizzou in the program. But to see Drinkowitz open up that playbook and had some down the field plays that actually connected and made things happen, and to defeat a top 15 team at home was pretty big. So salute and shouts out to the Missouri Tigers for that game.
Smooth, I'm gonna let you explain what I said before the game.
Well, can I ask a question before you do that? When you said Drake was finally open up the playbook, are you literally meaning that? Because you know he gave the call playing abilities to the offensive coordinator, who is a new guy this year. It's not the same one from last year. So I think more than him making a difference. I want you talking about literally open the playbook, or you saying the offensive coordinator is actually doing a better job than last.
So last week during a press conference, Drinkowitz said that the reason why the playbook hasn't been as open as it should be is because the quarterback wasn't hitting his reads, the O-line wasn't protecting the quarterback, so they couldn't really get those plays going. Something that must have happened from that time during the press conference to last game. And Sadal, you did say that you can see Mizzou coming out against Kansas State and making a statement and providing an upset. You saw the promise in the offense in regards to this team as a whole, and that's what happened this past Saturday. Mizzou defeated K-State. It was a big game, and it was a great game too. Momentum shift. It was a big momentum for the university to win a game like that. Just hope that this team continues on that path and don't fall back and go back to being in a shell where they're not, producing like they should be. But so Sadal, you saying you're hearing some echo. For those who are listening right now, Miss Dub, whoever else listening, let me know in the comments if y'all hearing the echo. If not, we'll keep on going. But as of right now, sound like everything is good for me. But let me know in the comments for those watching if y'all do hear a echo. But Sadal, continue on with your thoughts in regards to the Mizzou game.
It was a great game played last Sunday. I mean, like you said, the offense really came out and opened up the playbook for that win. Big plays. I was really impressed with the quarterback, man. The quarterback play. His name is escaping me right now. But
Cook.
Yeah, man.
Pretty Cook.
Yeah. He really took. You could tell he took charge of that team and took control of the game. Even though he did get hurt slightly before the second half ended, he came back the second half and they went blow for blow with Kansas State, and they was really impressive, man, and got themselves in position late in the game to kick a game-winning field goal, man. It was a great game.
Yeah, so once again, shouts out to Mizzou. Once again, they are playing here in St. Louis at the Dome this Saturday against the Memphis Tigers. So if y'all have any plans, if you're in the Lou, check out the game. I would love to, but I'm not sure if I can fit in between those seats and relax with my leg right now. So I can't do it just yet. But for those who can, check out Mizzou and look forward to the upcoming week 4 schedule, which leads me to this. This is why I said I wish Annie was on the show. But is Colorado the new America's team? And the reason why I bring this up is because, of course, everyone and their mama has been talking about what Deion Sanders has done for the university, the attention. If you saw last week, Lil Wayne came out with the team and actually performed a song while the team is coming out. That's the first time that has ever happened in college football. Master P was at the game.
Wait. I gotta correct you. No, because at Jackson State, he had somebody come. That's the thing. I'll let you finish your thing. Then I'm gonna let you clear some stuff up, because people keep saying about Colorado, and because Jackson State is a smaller, bigger, less platform, he was doing the same stuff with celebrities and somebody coming out the tunnel with the team performing. It's happened before.
Right, but it's not a FBS team like Colorado.
So okay, got it. I just want to clarify when people say first time ever. I'm like, that's not true, because it happened when we were talking about that 60 Minutes interview when Deion was on there. He was saying, I'm like, that's not true, because everything's recorded, everything's on social media. So you saw the stuff he was doing over the last 2 years and 3 years at Jackson State. Same thing he's doing in Colorado, just a bigger stage.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, in regards to an FBS school. So brought out Lil Wayne, you saw Master P, you saw The Rock. You know, you've been seeing so many celebrities coming out to these games. Let's see, ESPN Game Day, First Take, Fox NFL College Football Crew. The whole nine was at Colorado last week. I mean, it's just been crazy. And then we just see here that it was the game against Colorado versus Colorado State, which was an incredible game, which didn't end to like 1 a.m. St. Louis time. It was the most streamed college football game of all time, according to ESPN. The game registered 9.3 million viewers and was the 5th most watched college football game on the record. It had a peak viewership of 11.1. But going back, are we witnessing, everyone, the new America's team? We know the Cowboys have been known to be America's team for over what, 30 years or so. The Cowboys haven't won a championship, whatever, and God knows how long. But are we looking now at the new America's team? What are y'all thoughts?
No, and hell no. It's Deion and what he's doing. So if Deion wants to leave now and go to, let's just say, University of Illinois, he would have people following here looking at them, and it's Deion primetime effect. It's not the actual school. Like I said earlier, he did all this stuff he did in Colorado. He did it at Jackson State. He didn't have as many eyes, so people thinking this is all new. I'm like, no, because I followed on social media. I know people that's going to Jackson State, live in Jackson, so the same thing they're telling me he was doing, there he's doing in Colorado. Hell, he's taking a playbook from HBCU culture for some of the stuff he's doing in Colorado, the off the football field stuff. So this America's team, you can say temporarily, but if Deion decides to go to another school, then that's going to be the next team where everybody all eyes. I mean, Deion, like I said when we first started off, it was yes. Sorry. The thing is, it's just what Deion brings. That's why I said love it or hate him, arrogance. Is wherever Deion goes, that's gonna be quote unquote not America's team, but all eyes on what Deion's gonna do. I'm rooting for him to succeed, no matter what school he's at. I'm not on the Colorado bandwagon. I'm just saying what is prime time, the Sanders boys, anybody else's culture. That's my team, whatever he's a part of, but not the actual school. So no, I don't think this is America's team. Temporarily, you can say it, but not after. If they don't win the FBS game this year, and he stays next year, you still gonna have some fans of it. But if he chooses to move on, and they're gonna move on with him.
Jobo.
They've been fun to watch, but I will say I can't do what happened last week. I passed out. I can't. No, we watched in the living room, and then we went to the bedroom, and I was out in like seconds. I can't do that again. So I'm gonna have to do with these Saturday afternoon games with them to pay attention. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about college sports, let alone college football. But I do know I'm intrigued. I like his press conferences. I like everything I'm seeing so far. So, but yeah, they're a fun team to watch.
T-Bone.
I mean, look, I watched the game. They, as a team, you know, they're something that people like fans. And I'm not saying that as a knock. I'm saying that because of all the respect for him that the guy is probably what? Huh? Oh, that's
Echo. That's you.
The Deion Sanders, this is the point that I've been trying to make for the past 3 years, is that Deion Sanders is one of those players from an era where everybody watched, everybody knew, and he was in the top tier of that type of player from that type of era. So, you know, people are going to watch him. He brings eyeballs, attention, money. That's where my frustration comes from. And but yeah, as soon as he dips and gets to Florida State where he really wants to be, nobody's going to care about Colorado because he's going to take players with him too. But he never promised Colorado anything, so there's a difference.
Now, I was saying this. I was going to say last week in regards to Dion. He's not going to go to the NFL to coach. I'm going to say that right now. He's not going to go because he loves coaching young men, non-professional players. He loves doing that. Now, I did tell Sadal the other day that maybe in 5 years he may jump somewhere else and go to a bigger school. But then Sadal brought something to my attention that I forgot for a second, is that after this season, Colorado goes to the Big 12. So that's going to be big for that school. So that may have him stay at Colorado longer than maybe 5 years that I've had him staying at Colorado. We shall see. But with them going to the Big 12, that's going to be a bigger move. And, you have, more rivalry games coming up because you're going to be part of the Big 12. And we know how these schools are coming or leaving Pac-12 and leaving this division to go to the Big 12, to the Big 10, to the SEC, the whole nine. He may, T-Bone, you got a point in regards to Florida State. That's where he went to school at. Maybe it's a possibility, but with him going to the Big 12 next year, that may allow him to stay in Colorado a little bit longer, but we shall see.
Isn't Florida State how all this started?
Yeah. Sadal, your thoughts in regards to is Colorado the new America's team?
In short, I wouldn't say the America's team. I say this is the Dion effect. Make no mistake about it. I've been a Deion Sanders fan ever since he was wearing a Falcons jersey and had MC Hammer on the sidelines during the playoffs. So we've been seeing this for a while with Deion Sanders. So that being said, I am more so a Deion Sanders fan, wanting him to succeed wherever he goes. And I was telling Smoooth this weekend that his team has the kind of swag and the kind of skill, not so much, that's left to be seen, as the U in the 80s and the 90s. This is a team that were really good. You had a lot of fans of the U, but then you had a lot of haters because of the things that they did, things that they said, the kind of swagger that they had. It was not seen in college football up until that time in the 80s. You had some young black players who was dancing in the end zone, who was talking mess on the field. That was considered unsportsmanlike. You don't do that in college football. And Deion Sanders is breaking those same kind of rules, but in a different way in his coaching, and it's translated to his players on the field. It's the team that you love to hate. It's the team that you love to hate, and people are going to watch whether they're rooting for them or they're rooting against them. People are going to watch, and it's all because of Deion Sanders. So I don't think it's that Colorado is America's team, more so that Deion Sanders is America's coach.
Ugh. And I said this last week to Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I said that people are tuning in to Colorado, some because they're rooting for Deion, but then you have those who want to see him fail. And that's why it's so much must-see TV, because they want to see, like, I'm really big on the story being told, from where he came from Jackson State to what he's doing in Colorado and the success that he started off with. But then you got them other people that just want to see him lose and fail. And that's why it's such a big story right now in not just college football, but in sports in general. It's a huge story. And people want to see, like, how many people would have just loved to see him lose against that coach last week against Colorado State? They would have loved to have seen Deion lose to that coach who talked all that stuff.
But you give Deion credit for Prime Effect, because if it wasn't for having in-house media, this is how you have people wanting to hate him or love him. Of course, everybody knew Colorado sucked last few years. They sucked. But who was paying attention to him, right? Because he's bringing me he's giving reason people to look at me and his team. Because I'm gonna make y'all keep seeing it on your news feed, your social media page. I'm gonna keep making sure every few minutes is something about Colorado being released in the media. It's working because he knows it's going to attract the haters. He knows it's going to attract people for him, but that's what he wants. That's what he's successful at doing. Like I said, as a player, back in his Falcons days, Cowboys days, 49ers days, he was doing the same thing. He knows how to get the media to look at him, focus on him, and it always be in the storyline, but it works. And so Deion has raised the bar to where for recruiting, you're going to have other coaches, especially if some of the coaches get a little younger. Nothing against Saban and other big, like Harbaugh and all that. Even though Prime considers himself an old school coach, he's still doing new school stuff. And those coaches aren't. But eventually, the younger recruits are going to want to be seeing this. And they're going to be like, I want to go for a coach like that. Now, everybody's not going to gravitate to a coach Prime, but you have some other coaches still his playbook, and it's going to get recruits that way it's going to work. Because the way it's doing it now, especially with NIL deals, you're going to definitely have to find different ways to get people. But Coach Prime is setting the bar. He's got the playbook out there. Hey, either hop on the bandwagon or be left behind, and he's going to get the better recruits and you not.
And also, he's also leveraging social media as well. When you look at his son's YouTube page, Well Off Media, it's blown up ever since Jackson State because he's been covering the behind the scenes action of the team and just their everyday interactions. And I found it entertaining. I know people who don't even watch football find that kind of thing entertaining because it's close to being like reality TV, like it's been a craze ever for the past decade.
But honestly, if you spin this off though, where we all talk about baseball and always talk about how baseball's behind trying to attract younger people, Joe Budden doesn't like the rule changes. But if you have one organization or one clubhouse to have an in-house video person looking at them in the locker room, looking at them party, especially when they win, playing music. If you have somebody doing it for half of the season of a Major League Baseball team, you will have other young people like, I think I want to play baseball. I want to do what they're doing. It makes sense. And that's what I'm like, Coach Prime's effect is working, and it can work in other sports. You just got to have all your troops ready to go, buy in. And I'm not talking about the players, but the behind-the-scenes personnel. It's all working. Like you said, the YouTube page blow up. I see it all the time on my Instagram feeds. I see it on my YouTube stuff where someone with Deanna. It's like, I didn't even look for this, but they're going to make sure it keeps putting your feet and it's working because you got everybody intrigued, and it's only week 3 coming up.
All right, T-Bone.
What would have been the bigger story? What he's doing right now, which again, I'm not hating. He's doing good. But what would have been better? Doing what he's doing now, or if he would have took the team from Jackson State that he had last year, added a few more pieces during the summer as they do, and then go and beat the type of teams that he's playing right now. You know how they all do. They all have the squash games at the earlier part of the season where they, pay some sap to take a big L. What if Jackson State would have went up against one of those type of teams and beat them? That would have been a bigger story.
Would have been Jackson State beating a big time team because that's just it's an HBCU versus a FBS team. If Jackson State would have beaten Alabama, of course that would be a huge story.
Obviously not Alabama. Maybe Alabama this year. Go ahead, Sadal.
T-Bone. Let it go. Just let it go. It's over. He ain't never coming back to Jackson State. He gone. It's it.
I hate that echo.
Benito. By the way. I'm just playing to the echo.
Yeah.
Please stop. It's not gonna happen.
All right. Just remember that when stuff goes foul in where he's at right now, at some point he gonna be calling back to the same people that he gave promises to before, saying I'm here for y'all. I'm here for y'all until the next opportunity comes. But speaking of opportunities, I got to take the opportunity to go get back to doing some studying.
All right. I appreciate it. T-Bone, you have a great rest of your evening. Thanks for tuning in.
And always remember, T-Bone.
Thanks for jumping in.
The money.
Let's go. All right, T-Bone, you have a great one, man, and continue to do a great thing with law school, man.
All right.
All right. Once again, this is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. And
Now
Bunny,
that out the way, I can do this. I can do this.
And Bunny said, I know that pretty soon y'all got to go ahead and make moves. But I want to bring this up while I have y'all on this topic here. Sports fans gone wild. And the reason I want to bring this up, and I want to get y'all point of view, because we've been seeing these fans over the last few years or whatever, God knows how long it's been, in which they're doing too much in regards to social media. And now recently we have been seeing, stuff like this. For instance, Michael Porter Jr., he was in Japan supporting a baseball league, and then this happened.
Good to meet you. 好的，那我们呢？这个当然呢，我们也这个谢谢哦。那刚刚有特别提到了，在牛棚有没有什么比较特别的事情可以跟我们分享的？
And then recently, Joe Bo, we've all seen this with Ronald Acuna Jr. Look how one fan approaches him just for a hug, and then a second fan comes out of nowhere. This is in Colorado. Comes out and tries to hug Ronald Acuna Jr. from the Braves. Out of nowhere, just these fans doing all these extra things just to get attention, just to try to show love, to certain players. But these
and
fans
Acuna, the one is like 2 years off, but his knee being torn to shreds, not being able to play the World Series, and now this year he's having he's gonna end up with 70 swipe backs, 40 homers. He's having a year that no one's can even grasp. And you got these fans. I don't care if you're a fan. Look at this guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And Adam Nish, that is correct. That's why Messi has pro bodyguards 24/7. But and recall the stories you heard, Bunny, from Utah when Russell Westbrook was getting cussed at, and his family was getting talked about, and and just recently, what happened with Colorado game versus Colorado State? One of the players from Colorado State who hit Travis Hunter, he was getting death threats from fans of Colorado because of the hit against Travis Hunter. Then you're hearing about NFL players and how fans are saying racist things, to these players. Sports fans gone wild. What is going on, Bunny? What needs to happen, do you feel, in your mind, that needs to just change in regards to how these fans are being too aggressive with these players?
Some of these fans are being who they are, whether they're racist, sexist, anger management issues, they who they are. And they're just attending a sporting event where happens to be quote unquote civilized people there, and one wrong thing triggers them. But unfortunately, as you said earlier, this is nothing new. It seems like more of it's being documented on video and film, but yeah, this is nothing new. And some people just cross the line. I don't understand why when they talk to a player out of pocket, especially using racial words and very, very vulgar words, like, come on, like draw the line somewhere. Like, why do you think because it's on an opposing team, that person's still not a person, a human being? And hence why I said this is who they are. They just happen to be at a sporting event. But it's because they know they can't just sit there and have that player can't come and attack them. But if they're on the streets, as Russell will tell you, if you saw me on the street, I bet you wouldn't say that to me or talk about my family. I'm right next to them. You wouldn't do that if I'm on the street. But when I'm in the arena, I'm on the field, people think like they got extra man up on somebody and want to talk all this trash. It's a punk move, straight up, just being punks. Now, the films I saw recently was at the Patriots game. One guy got into a fight, or he ended up punching a guy. That guy died. Just watched the news today. It said the autopsy shows it wasn't any blunt force trauma that caused his death. So it could have had a pre-existing condition, and the punch set him off to where he ended up dying. But the same game, it showed fights amongst women. I mean, it's nothing new, especially, when alcohol is involved. That liquor courage, people acting real ignorant and stupid, and they get their feelings hurt. They thinking they can be extra. But you saying fans going wild is nothing new. What can change it? Nothing besides people getting help and taking some Zoloft or some anxiety medicine before they go to these games to calm their nerves. or maybe because they got a lot of money in the game and it sets them off when their team lose. I don't know. But I don't see this resolving until human beings resolve their issues and not calling people out of their names.
Sidal.
I think one of the videos, I think the first one you showed, to be delicate, I think that the young person probably had a mental disability there. But outside of that, there's no excuses of folks acting out of hand. I don't know how you can solve it, because this is the era, man. It's like people just have new courage to act a fool because of social media and the way you can just say any and everything on social media. They're trying to act it out in real life now, acting a fool, and they really don't. I don't know if they don't know it or are not aware of the consequences. Maybe the consequences need to be a little harsher for those who want to show their whole behind out on the field. Maybe they need to ban them for life from going to any sporting event. I don't know. I don't know how you can do it or enforce anything like that. I don't know. I'm with Bunny. I don't know how you can solve this. This is just a symptom of society angst right now. Everybody's on high and on full alert, just about politics and just everyday life in general.
Going to get to a point where stadiums are going to stop giving out alcohol. You know what I'm saying? To send a message like, you know, if y'all want to keep on acting out, we're going to take something away until we start seeing progress.
See, what's money, bro?
That's money.
Money supersedes people's
That's
safety.
money.
Money supersedes common sense. Money supersedes humanity. Money is the number one thing that gets people to be like, yeah, we're going to make this decision. And we're not cutting out alcohol. MLB thinks they do stuff by 7th inning, cut off alcohol sales, but that doesn't mean anything. People still can drive home crazy and drunk out of influence. But no, money first. Alcohol is going to keep going, bro.
And y'all are 100% right. But just like Joe just brought up, if that fan would have came out and attacked Acuna, and Acuna all of a sudden has a torn ACL and he's out for the whole year and cost the Braves the championship, the stadium is going to eventually do something, because it's all about the safety of the players first, then the fans acting crazy. So something
what
has
that would
to.
do is probably
I don't
make
think-
a mandatory to
I
have
Steve
player
Bartman in
lifeguards
Chicago
all
in
the
03.
time.
Listen, I don't think that happens in Atlanta. I don't know if maybe security needs to be better in places like Colorado that they're not very good. And I know it's not these guys that are security. They're not like, you know, the biggest, baddest mother effers out there, you know, but like I guarantee nothing like that an away fan or a home fan that's drunk off his ass is gonna do that in Atlanta. So I don't know. I really don't know. It sucks. I do think these people need to be banned from every sporting event. I'm sorry. Like, if you end up hurting one of these people, then that's what you get. Like these guys just like spend a night in jail and could find some money, and that's that. But like you said, like if he would have, you know, gotten hurt in the midst of one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen in MLB history, then yeah, like
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, Joe. If that were to happen, that person who would injure that player is gonna end up just like Steve Bartman. He's gonna be on. He's gonna be on witness protection, and right now, see Bartman when he did it, it was 03. This was like right outside the social media era. This person, it ain't hard to find, you know, still in the prime quote. It ain't gonna be hard to find that person.
I mean, no, seriously, like the two guys' pictures were on social media, like their mugshots were on social media, like the next day.
They will be on his head.
Yeah, it's not just like, oh, like saying things like sports are serious to people, obviously. These people, like we talked about, or we haven't talked about it yet, about, you know, Deion Sanders talking about how like, hey, don't be sending death threats to this guy and his family. And there's even Astros fans getting mad at Ryan Presley for blowing a save the other day and tweeting at his mom saying he's a bum and this and that. And like, it's like, why? Like, why?
Or
I
even
understand
worse,
it. I
Because
get
people are
extremely,
punks. They are
I get
punks.
extremely mad about sports too. There's so many times this year with the Cardinals. Like, obviously, I don't care anymore. But like, even with the Astros, like lately, they have not been playing like the Astros, and it pisses me off. But I'm not gonna go tweet at Ryan Presley's mom because her son blew a save. I'm not
Because you
gonna
have
take
common
time.
sense, Joe. You
Yeah,
have
I'm just saying,
common
like, I'm not gonna
sense.
take time out of my day to send death threats to a kid.
You're not on prescribed meds.
The worst
You're
thing
not
I
over
want a
here.
player to have
sexist.
happen to him is that he gets cut or fired. That's it. I don't
It's
want him to
crazy,
lose
but you
his
know
life.
what? We're talking about sports in the U.S. because you know soccer is God in European countries compared to how football is over here, and they've been doing the same things over there for a long time as well. Out of pocket, rumbling in the stands, saying racial slurs to some of the players. I mean, this is nothing new. Unfortunately, it's just not only in the United States. Again, people are punks, and they get all behind themselves and thinking like I could be big and bad because I know you can't do anything to me. But on the streets, you wouldn't do that. That's what's crazy. That's why you know some people are just not level headed with this. They taking this to the extreme. Like these are not humans.
Yeah, that's nothing new. And like Sidal said, though, like now, like with social media, there's how many apps out there that you could just put people's photos out there, speak your mind on, put videos on, and so that's what makes it so much different than it was in years past.
I hate to be that person, but I'm gonna be this person. Back when I was a little younger, before social media, when you said something, there was real consequences of what you said. You could get punched in the mouth, like for real. You just couldn't talk reckless to anyone. So nowadays, there really ain't no real consequences to what you say. You know, you just hide behind one of these, and it'd be cool. Back in the day, you had to actually see that person. Eventually.
Yeah,
All
plenty
right.
people hide behind the screen.
And with that being said, Bunny, Sidal, thank y'all for y'all time. Appreciate y'all staying on a little bit later so we get these certain topics I want to get y'all opinion on. But y'all have a great rest of y'all evening. And Sidal, look forward to it.
Before I leave, if you're in the St. Louis area, this Saturday, we have our 8th annual Soulition Park Jam. It's going to be in Strauss Park. It's the little park right across the street from the Fox Theater. We're going to be there from 11 to all the way to 7. We're going to have all day. We're going to be vendors out there, food, music, good time. Bring your lawn chairs, bring your beverage. Come on out and listen to some incredible DJs here in St. Louis. Spin. Yours truly will be spinning that day on Saturday. Come on out.
That's what's up. Sidal, Bunny, y'all have a great rest of your evening and look forward to the Man Cave next week.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
All right, Joe Bo, it's just me and you. Hey, do you hear echo anything? You
Let
good?
me talk a little bit.
For those listening right now, Adam, Miss Dub, whoever else is checking in, let me know if y'all hear any echo. Just want to make sure before we continue on. This has been some great conversations, great topics. You know, that's why I love this show. We get a lot of different opinions and all that fun stuff. Let me know before I could keep on continuing. I want to make sure that we are good to go because on my end, as I said before, I don't hear the echo, so I'm assuming everything sounds incredible and we're all good. But let me know in the chat if the echo is there. Ms. Dub says very slight and somewhat intimate. So let's go ahead and do a quick little refresh. This is once again the platform. All right, then we are back. And Joe, let me know if everything sounds better. You were testing.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, yeah, sounds good. I do
All
I
right.
do notice that sometimes whenever one of us mute, it's not as bad, the echo, but I don't hear anything right now.
Yeah, I've been noticing too. I'm not sure, like I said, not social media, but technology can be funny at times. But I just depend on y'all to let me know what's going on, and I'll make the proper adjustments, and we are good to go. And let's go ahead and continue on with some baseball talk, flipping the bird card / MLB talk. Before we go in regards to the Cardinals and everything, let's talk about the Tampa Bay Rays. They just announced a plan of opening up a new ballpark in St. Petersburg, Florida in 2028 as part of a $6.5 billion development project. Billion, y'all, 6.5 billion. And remember a couple years ago, they were talking about, Joe, maybe moving the Rays for half a season to Montreal. You recall that, Joe? Like half the season they're gonna be in Tampa Bay, the next half of the season they be in Montreal and playing home games there. You recall that?
Yeah, I remember that, and I don't know, this is kind of silly to me because Rays fans and other fans from other teams that have gone to their stadium now complain that it's impossible to get there. And you got to think like they've been in a good playoff team for about the better half, at least 10 years now. They're always in it. And people have mentioned if the team was actually in Tampa Bay, you might see it look like this picture. But it's not going to look like this picture if they're just going to keep it where it's at now in St. Pete. So I just don't understand them spending billions, as you said, of dollars for it to be in the same area that it's hard to get to.
And for the record, I love how the stadium looks. Like I love up top, how you got the see-through, windows and everything. The two scoreboards on each, well, the one scoreboard on each side of the room. I like the way it looks. The big thing is gonna be will the fans turn out. The team is great. They do their thing, but the fans just don't come out. And like you said before, in regards to being in St. Petersburg, it's just crazy to get out there. But I like the way it looks. And hopefully the fans do come out, but we shall see. It's just good to know that they will be there in Tampa Bay and not going anywhere else. So looks like they will have a home there for the time, for the long term. So that's pretty dope. And earlier, as he brought up, Adam Wainwright last night won 200. I'm sorry, not last night, but on Monday had his 200 win as a Cardinal. So that's pretty dope. And Baby Bova is now on the screen. She's big time. She's on her with the pacifier. What's up, Baby Bova? How you doing?
Can you say hi? Say hi.
Oh, look at her.
So,
Let's go.
She saw the bird on the bat on Wayno's jersey and said Fred Bird. That's her dude right there, is Fred Bird.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it was awesome to see Wayno get that accomplishment, and I think it was also cool doing a post-game interview on the field, Joe, when we saw Contreras being emotional about Wayno, and this is his first year. It's not like he's been with Wayno for many years and battled so many games with Wayno, but for him to be that catcher that night and to hold things down, that just really shows a lot about Contreras and how much it meant to him to be that catcher to catch that 200 win.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't like Wilson Contreras before watching that game and his emotion to it afterwards, you gotta love him. He's a St. Louis Cardinal. He loves the city. He loves his teammates. He's a super competitor, and he cares about this team. Like we talked about before with Goldie and Nato, like they're more of on the quiet end when it comes to being that leader in the clubhouse. And I think Contreras, I mean, he's shown it on the field. You've seen it in the dugout. You hear stories like Wayno's talked about him and other guys have talked about him. And I don't know, he's a real deal. And it's good to see that, there's someone that just loves being here as much as he does. And yeah, I mean, it was awesome seeing that.
I had a talk earlier today with my uncle-in-law. Shouts out to him, Alan. And remember a while back, this may be a couple years ago now on the show, but I said, who's going to be that guy when you come into St. Louis? And you know how you had them billboards and you had like that athlete that kind of represents, the team and saying, welcome to St. Louis. Or if you go to, New York Yankees, New York, and you go to the Bronx or whatever, you might see Aaron Judge just say, welcome to New York or whatever. And we've been wondering, who is that player that can be that guy on the billboard down the line? I feel 100% that next year is going to be Jordan Walker. This guy has had an incredible second half of the season, and he's been just showing out more and more. And you brought up last week that he may sign an extension, long-term extension or whatever it is. But I think we finally have that player that when you come to St. Louis, everyone can be like, yeah, this is Jordan Walker's team, or whatever. He's going to be that representative that we've been looking for since Pujols. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I 100%. I mean, obviously you still got Willie and Nato and Goldie. Those are like, the big three. But shoot, I was so excited to see Walker in the 3-hole tonight.
Me too.
I keep looking behind. I don't know. I seen him on base twice tonight, so I don't know how he was on base on those whenever he got on base. I don't know how it happened, whether it was walks or base hits, but I mean, it's Jordan Walker. He's been talked about for a couple of years now, not just by Cardinals fans, but by scouts and just people in MLB in general. And he's went back to AAA, and we all bashed the Cardinals at the time being, because I still think he could have made the adjustments up here in the MLB, but it made it seem even worse because of how the team was playing, and errors and blown saves and not being able to hit. And but now he came back up and he's shown improvements. Brendan was reading me something. I hate saying X. I'm gonna call it Twitter until but he read me a tweet about Jordan Walker. Just says
a post.
Oh, all right. He read me a post on that app, and it's night and day how different. Everything's just different, and he's just making adjustments in the outfield. He's a good-looking kid. He's young, and like kind of like how Corbin Carroll got that extension. I could see something like that happening, and maybe seeing guys like Walker and Wynn along with the other three that I mentioned would make someone want to come here. But it's funny though, you said something about a billboard. I still think Dexter Fowler's face is down there by ballpark. There's a pretty big poster or billboard, not a billboard, but I'm pretty positive that's still down there right now. But on the light post next year, like usually it's Wayno and Yachty and all the Jordan Walker is gonna be on there next year, and shoot, maybe even Mason Wynn, because he's fun as hell to watch. Like that diving attempt he made during Wayno's game the other night. He had it and he dropped it when he fell on the ground, but that, I don't know, you could just tell he was playing his heart out that night, and just like how excited Walker was, whatever they, Edmund caught that last out. Both of those guys, you can just see that they care about playing here in St. Louis, so it's exciting.
Most definitely. Speaking of exciting, the Blues made an announcement yesterday, and we now have a new captain. Braden Shen is the new captain of the St. Louis Blues. And, you and I both follow the Blues pretty good. I know that you have even more into, the Blues, Joe. So what are your thoughts in regards to Braden Shen being the new captain of the Blues?
So, I mean, I was kind of nervous. I didn't really want them to name a captain, just because we've had so many in the last handful of years. We went back as Petro, ROR, and now our fourth one. But I don't think there's anyone better, honestly. Like if Shen had a shorter contract, then I would say give it to Robert Thomas, because he's younger. He's gonna be here for a while, but Shen's here for like 5 to 6 more years, and he's just every year he's gonna score some goals for you. He's gonna get in some fights for you. He's gonna check people constantly. Like how many times has he had a Gordie Howe hat trick? Like he's constantly an assist, a goal, fighting someone, and so I just think he reminds me of what like our usual St. Louis Blues captain is. Like a pronger and a Bacchus type player. That's what he reminds me of. And you still got Falk, Pareko, and Rob Tom as the assistant captains. So I don't know. I think he's honestly the perfect fit.
And not saying that it was anything wrong with ROR, which is Ryan O'Reilly, but it just seems like Braden Shen is more of that. He's more talkative, kind of personality. He doesn't hold his tongue. He's more assertive. Like I said, once again, not saying anything wrong with Ryan O'Reilly, but it kind of reminds me of like the Goldie and Arenado type players where, you're there, you show up, you're the first person there, last person to leave, you care about your guys, the whole nine, but you may not be that guy who just boisterous and lets his presence be felt by his voice, not by his presence. So I really like the move. I think it's too soon to give it to Robert Thomas. I think Braden Shen, you've heard a lot of stories about how he's been so instrumental behind the scenes for the team. So now that he's going to be up front with being the captain, I think that's going to be huge, and I look forward to it. Other news: Robert Thomas, Justin Falk, and Colton Pareko are the assistant captains for the team, so that's pretty cool. But just overall, Joe, how is your excitement over the upcoming Blues season? We all know that they didn't make the playoffs. Things kind of went south going to the second half of the season. But coming up, I think they already reported to camp. They're getting started and everything. The season will be beginning next month. But what are your thoughts in regards to the upcoming Blues season?
I mean, I'm excited, just because like you just get giddy when something's coming back. Like we've talked so much bad about the Cardinals. I'm gonna be a giddy little schoolgirl when spring training comes around again for the Cardinals. But I mean, that's how I kind of am right now with the Blues. Last year was not fun, but towards the end there, you got to see some guys make a big impact. You got Sundqvist coming back, which is gonna be fun because he's a big St. Louis guy. He loves being here. Some of the young guys like Jake Neighbors and Torchenko. Why can't I think of the Perunovic defenseman? Like those are exciting guys. That's it's going to be fun to watch. Everyone, there's Jeremy Rutherford put out an article about Colton Pareko, how he wants to be better this year because he hears the outside noise about like I've said before, he's kind of been disappointing the last year or so. But I mean, it's just exciting. Do I think we're going to be a Stanley Cup contender? Last year I thought so, and that didn't happen. So I'm not. I'll wait until we get into the predictions for the year. But I might lie and say I think they're gonna be a last place team just to see if I can get some good juju on our side. But it's gonna be exciting, and once like opening night comes around, it'll be fun.
And there has been a buzz about this team coming in different, this off season from last year. Like Jordan Kyver, I've heard he's bulked up and he's coming in with a different mindset. Colton Pareko, he's coming in cut and bulked and want to prove that was wrong. So hopefully what they went through last year will allow them to be even better this upcoming season. So I look forward to it. I plan on going to some games and supporting, of course, being St. Louis and supporting the Blues. Let's talk about lastly St. Louis City SC. I know that tonight they have a huge game against LAFC. Last time they faced them, they lost 3-0. Tonight they faced them here in St. Louis. Going into the game, the St. Louis City SC has 49 points, while LAFC has 43. If you win the game, you get 3 points. So that 3-point swing could be very big. But what are your thoughts going into this matchup that's going on right now, and how big the stakes are, and how much it could put them, St. Louis City SC, into position for a great playoff spot as MLB playoffs starting out very soon, with, as of right now, St. Louis City SC being the top of the Western Division?
Yeah, I was looking at the standings before we came on, and we're ahead by 6 points. And like you said, a win is 3 points. I mean, if we lose, you're still up. And I've said it before, no one thought we were going to be where we are right now. So it'd be hard to get mad, but it'd be easy to get mad with how fun this year has been and how good we've been playing. But I don't know. It's still, as I say in soccer, mill right now. So, but last game, you know, it was they were down 1-0, and Klaus tied it there late in the game for it to be a draw. So I don't know. I feel like they've been kind of slacking a little bit, but hopefully, you know, with Klaus being back and Tim Parker being healthier, you know, hopefully we can get a couple more dubs here soon. But I mean, like, if you lose tonight, like, what are you going to do? You're still in first place.
And I'm checking right now, and looks like both teams have added a point. So St. Louis City SC has 50, LAFC has 44. That must mean they must be in overtime. So both teams got a point, and they're still going on right now. It's 0-0 as we speak. So good luck to St. Louis City SC. And with that being said, Jobo, that is our show. And it's been another incredible show. It's been fun. Shouts out to T-Bone for showing up and giving his point of view in regards to the 49ers and Deion Sanders. Shouts out to Sadal, of course, to Bunny for being on the show. Everyone else, we appreciate y'all checking us out. Make sure y'all continue to get them likes, get them shares going, so we get more people tuned in to the Platform Sports Talk Show. Give us a follow on Facebook, on the X at 314 Sports Talk. Go on YouTube, subscribe, Joe. Click on that
bell,
because anytime we go live,
you will be notified.
Go to our email. If you know someone who would be great to be on the show that we can interview, they can give us an email at platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. All of a sudden, the Cardinals were down 4-2. Now they're down 8-2. And I know my wife and Mother Love probably already left the game. Like, you know what? I'm done, and it's raining, so we're heading back home. Follow us on Instagram at Platform Sports Talk. Once again, as soon as the show is over, it will be archived, uploaded, everything on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Roku. So any Roku device, you can give us that follow on there as well. Just add the Platform Sports Talk Show. You can hear us on Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot, hot365radio.com, or download the app on iOS or Android devices. Ladies night every first Wednesday of the month, and next week we have the Man Cave. So with that being said, it's been a fun show. Jobo, I'll catch you in a couple weeks. Everybody else, y'all have a great rest of y'all evening. It is the Platform Sports Talk Show, and we're out.